Okay, it's Blade Runner. Great, cool, thanks. Sweet. We're doing the Blade Runner.
Man, what's even the point of me? Apollo's doing all the exposition for me. Might as well just quit now. Well, anyway, here's a whole bunch of trading stands full of stuff that we can't get. Some of it we can get because we have, like, briefly actually played Guy's Garden, but... there. You know how this works. Also, well, this seems, oh, like you said, it seems legitimate.
I mean, why wouldn't you trust a guy like this?
Can't think of a single reason. I would like to take this opportunity to point out how great the ambient sounds are in Basin Keep. Not all of it might come through on the video, but as well as the rain, all of the streetlights and all of the giant, like, ad panels all emit their own electric buzzing sound. A bunch of the vending machines actually have unique jingles playing on them. There's just sound everywhere in this place. And like any good city, we're just gonna go on a tour of getting people to tell us what their homework is. The good news is that this will give us, like, stuff to do and objectives while we're out exploring Guy's Garden, which is great for me, let me tell you. Anyway, Basin Keep is technically the smallest hub area in the game. It's just, it doesn't feel that way because the screens are massive. There's, like, skyscrapers everywhere. There is a whole other vertical layer that we're not going to get to explore for quite a while. It feels massive. But by screen count, it is the smallest town in the game. Haven't you guys ever heard of Flavor? Anyway, whole new equipment tier here. It's the same as the last one, just the numbers are higher, they're not any more interesting. I neglected to show it off, but a couple of the vending machines outside are actually browsable. They have the same stuff in them. But this is why the clerk downstairs said, we've got vending items just with more personality. Video games. Also references. Did I mention that CrossCode does references?
They were very subtle about that one.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's face.
Yeah, this is a backer.
Is this... I can't believe I'm saying this, but is this actually a reference to fucking Circle Master?
You know, I debated whether I should bring that up. Like, I don't know if it's relevant to me and mine, but I'm so happy that you took that bullet for me. But sure, why not? Let's say that it is. That would be pretty great. I haven't done the numbers on this. Like, we could probably go and look up the amount of experience it takes to reach level 99 in Final Fantasy VII. But in CrossCode, it's always 1000 EXP per level, but the EXP that you get scales down, so you very quickly, like he says, you're getting 1 EXP per hedgehog for 1000 levels. Do the math on that. So somebody should be able to figure out whether it takes longer to hit level 99 in the first area in CrossCode or in Final Fantasy VII. Post your working in the thread, please. Alternatively, don't. Obviously, Dakar's here again. You'll never guess what he's going to ask of us.
God, are you telling me that Trani was secretly ace the entire time? I'm not sure how I should feel about that.
Well, this sounds like it's gonna take forever to do— oh, no, wait, never mind. What actually is going to take forever is actually doing that quest. We're not going to be able to actually do that until we are a couple dungeons ahead. We can go to one of the places mentioned and we can open a menu there, but we can't actually do anything there. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we didn't require an in-game call-out to inform us that jokes relating to balls are not funny and have not been for several decades. This quest is named Tropical Chill.
I mean, I will accept this as long as we have to fight a walrus.
Oh, we'll be fighting something. I'm gonna go out again on a limb here and say that I have absolutely no idea what they are talking about regarding the use of the seeker sensors here. Like, to my knowledge, you never have to use seeker sensors to finish that quest. Man, small-time police work in the big city does not fuck around. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is a very bad choice of police work to outsource, but what do I know?
Look, if you can't trust a hostage situation to some rando that just walked in the door and claims to be a seeker, then really, who can you trust it with?
That is an excellent question, to which I'm sure there is an answer. This is basically a Half-Life style situation where we are, fully and immensely qualified for a situation because I guess we're the only one who can press a button. That sounds about right. So anyway, yeah, all of the stuff that we've seen has basically just been on two screens, the big middle section and the section to the left. There is also a section to the right. Oh, I'm sure you've noticed, but we can break these trash bags and we can collect trash.
Yep.
From them.
Yep, it happened on the other screen. I almost said something, but I was like, you know what? I think I'll just let that speak for itself.
Like, what did you expect?
Wow, it's almost like it's a slum of some kind.
Well, yes. Is Crossworlds turning its hand to political commentary? Does Crossworlds have what it takes? Let's find out.
This area does look like it's a mess to navigate with all these skyscrapers that half block the way you're supposed to go.
Yeah. Like, you can get powerfully used to it, but yeah, it is quite disorienting. You've got to be a bit more on your game than usual. But fortunately, this area is just not very big. There's not a whole lot to get lost in. Also, for the time being, there isn't actually anything at all to do in the slums. There's a lot of stuff that it looks like you might eventually be able to do, but it's surprisingly easy to go through the whole game without ever actually unlocking any of the stuff in this place. Don't really know how I feel about that.
That's interesting, at least. The idea that there's a bunch of stuff here, and it's like, it's just like, well, not you. We don't give a fuck about you. This is for the people who actually live here.
Or the people who are connected enough to have a pass. That too. I'm sure it will shock and surprise you to learn that all of this stuff is basically just gated behind the quest in which you get a pass. And that quest is very poorly advertised. Like, it never shows up on the big board, it is, by a technical definition, hidden.
I kinda dig that.
I mean, it's a choice. While thinking about the table-sitting lady, it occurred to me that the table that she sat on here is made of metal and glass, which seems like a bad choice of a table to sit on, but also it occurred to me that all of this stuff, including the players, is all instant matter. So, like, I got to wondering, does instant matter stuff have qualities? Like, is it brittle or fragile or tough or whatever? Or is it all just the same? Oh, here's another one of these things, by the way.
That sounds like something that we should ask our resident lore expert. But I suppose Apollo doesn't have anything to say about instant matter and its qualities.
Now that sounds suspiciously like a real world thing. You need Citron for that stuff. Apollo could absolutely tell you what the story relevance of it was, but like that's a layer removed from where Apollo specializes. So yeah, there's a cue to see the mayor.
You know what? I like this lady.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have put all those mandatory quests before the other temples. Although actually, in retrospect, there have actually only been 2 plot quests at all so far. But yeah, it even puts in our objective summary in the pause screen. Yeah, no, there is no need to do anything here. You can just go to the dungeon. But yeah, like, now that I think about it, there's not a lot of plot quests. Like, the only stuff that we've actually had to do was the maroon tree thing and the hologram Frobbit quest. Other than that, it's basically all just been dungeon diving. Anyway, before we leave, we can actually do one side quest because it's right here. We can do the hostage negotiation, and in a cross-world innovation, this quest has a dialogue chain.
Oh, I see. You see, this is actually a deep riff on demon negotiation.
I mean, that's also valid. That is a completely correct observation. That stuff is quite funny in retrospect of all this.
The developers were clearly big Nocturne fans.
Now, during this whole situation, it might get a bit tricky to see all the details when this starts dragging on and I start breaking up the speed up. But I guess down a shot every time I try to break out a fire tech and it just goes straight into a wall and fizzles out. Because fucking hell, I don't know what it is about the environment in this building. They just cause me to fail, and I don't like it. Anyway, here comes the gimmick. A couple of these guys have hostages, and we need to shoot them with a charged shot, obviously, and we need to not hit the hostage. Also, we need to not get too close, otherwise they will hit the hostage for us. That's kind of how this works. Once you hit them, the hostage is free. Like, it looks like there's a whole thing with them having to run to the door, but the hostage is invincible once you have hit the hostage taker. After that, it just becomes a fight. You reduce the hit points to 0. These guys fight identically to the Papagons from out in the jungle, except I think they have slightly higher stats.
So can you actually succeed in negotiation, or is it always a fight?
Oh, I mean, there is apparently a dialogue chain that will resolve this successfully. It's just that Leah can't take it because, you know. But to be absolutely explicit, there is no combination of high, Leah, buy, etc. that will cause you to not have to do this.
That's a little disappointing.
But you can, I think, see what they're going for here. Anyway, I fucked this up magnificently because it completely fails to occur to me to try hitting the near guy first. Although I do actually manage to hit the far one and then lure the bird over here and we do this whole dance. So there is that, but then I'm like, how do you hit this guy? And it doesn't occur to me that there's a whole corner here that I can bounce stuff off of. Which is what you're supposed to do here. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, we're allowed to let exactly one hostage die at this point. Otherwise we fail. But we get one. We get a freebie. Unfortunately, there is an entire second floor. So yes, this is one of those quests that it's great, the conceit is good, the gimmick is interesting, they do solid encounter design and puzzle design and the stuff's all great. It's just that it's like twice as long as I think it should have been. I think the patience is a little bit flexible, but you take my point, I think. I feel like it should have ended about here.
Yeah.
What actually is interesting about this fight in particular is that you start having to do the risk-reward calculus about do you try and engage all of the Papagons at once? Which is, you know, quite a tricky fight, or do you try and take them one at a time, and then have an easier fight, but then also have to worry about not hitting the remaining hostages? Anyway, just in case you actually did try and do this by fighting them all one at a time, the game makes you fight 5 of them at a time.
This fight definitely seems unnecessary. Like, if the previous one was pushing it, this is completely unnecessary.
And that's a shame, because I actually kind of love this fight, despite how magnificently I managed to fuck it up. That one wasn't eating it to the environment, that was just I missed. I fired the beam in the wrong direction, not at any of the enemies. Did you know that if you shift element forms while on low health to a form that has less health than you actually have, you will get this little critical pop-up, but you won't die. The game does, however, track your hit point deficit, so that any healing that you do will have to get you back above 0 before you get to have health again, so that's neat, I guess. Anyway, once I get my shit together, I remember that the level 1 flamethrower is actually pretty good. It can hit a lot of these guys, and more importantly, it can set them on fire, such that I do not have to continue hitting them. These Gatling guns hurt. They are a thing. It is a problem.
Does the burn wear off with time, or is it like
eventually, yes.
Is it a set and forget? Okay.
It does wear off, but it takes a while and it ticks quite quickly. It is a lot of free damage. But yeah, once you start getting the numbers a bit under control, this becomes manageable, because it starts becoming possible that there might exist a single fucking second in which you are not eating suppressing fire. God, I love this fight. I'm just angry because of how awfully I managed to fuck it up. But actually, I love it. It's a good fight. It is, I think, hilariously ironic that possibly the highlight of this quest is the bit that it just throws you into a straight fight and discards the gimmick, but what do I know? Well, that went fantastically. As far as I know, nothing changes if you manage to do the whole thing completely perfectly. I could be wrong on that.
I would imagine not, considering that his main point was that, oh, wow, you had to break into fights. Guess you couldn't do that peacefully. Not, wow, you only killed 2 of them instead of 0.
Anyway, did you think we were going to get through a police side quest without being told that we're a loose cannon, but we get results? I can't figure out if this is clever or not. Just another answer to put on the postcards, please.